through those early days of the insanity of drug and alcohol addiction without getting triggered and picking up another drug. I'm very blessed to be over 13 years clean and sober, and I just want to go a little bit into some of that part. I'm doing a bit of a series around just about how I've maintained and got clean and sober, and I know one of the things that people struggle with, something I struggled with over 49 attempts at getting clean, was the obsession and compulsion to get and use more drugs. I would always throw everything away just to have one more hit, just one more. Next time I'll stop. All the excuses in the world. I got to go home and feed the dog. I got to fucking make amends. I got to do this. I got to do that. Anyway, they all sound quite valid, but more importantly, I want people to identify that, addiction, when we're in it, I feel like there is no choice. The choice to not pick up that next drug is an incredibly difficult one to make. So, for example, you put down the drugs, okay? So I've gone a bit off track here. So you're 7 days clean, right? You've gone through the detox, so you've had support of a service, which is kind of helpful, isn't it? But then you get out of detox, or you get out of rehab a month later, and the monkey's on your back, The monkey's on your back. He's just going, damn, just have one more. Just have one more. You can get away with this. For a long time, I tried to have one more, and there is no such thing as one more for an addict like me. I use heroin, meth, ice, ecstasy, pills, methadone, anything I can get my hands on, right? The first drug does the damage, right? So fucking rule it out. There is no one more. It's bullshit. One more. Blech. Trust me, it's bullshit. There is no fucking... You can't manageably have another drug again. I can't. I'm talking me. So I threw myself in the middle of the 12-step fellowship, actually. Do you know what that is? I'm talking about Narcotics Anonymous. Narcotics Anonymous absolutely saved my life. I think so. I mean, I'm still here. 13 years, 6 months, and maybe 8 days clean and sober. I still do regular meetings, but for myself, I went to detox. Then I went on to rehab. I did 4 months in rehab. I did a short-term program, 28 days. Then I went on and did a 3-month program. Then I moved to a halfway house where there was other people living in recovery as well. I did 2 12-step fellowship meetings a day. 2 every single day for 2 years. I just threw myself in the middle. An addict alone is in bad company. Fucking get out of the house. You're at home with the killer. The more you can get connected with like-minded people on a similar journey as yourself, well, I don't know if that's going to be the answer, but that's what I did. Now, there's a whole bunch of behaviours that I was still continuing into my recovery. I was dishonest. I was lying when I didn't even need to friggin' lie. I was still stealing. My old behaviours were still there, Now, they're not old behaviours if you're still doing them either. Let's be clear on that. The behaviours were still there. I needed to stop doing some of that stuff. Being dishonest is number one. I think, we talk about in the fellowship of the 12-step fellowships about being honest, open-minded, and willingness. I thought I had some willingness. Was I open-minded? No, because I thought I could do this myself. Was I honest? Fuck no, I was not. So guys, all right, let me go further into that. I threw myself in the middle. I started doing a lot of writing. Every single day I did a journal. What did I do good today, Danny? And is there something you could do better tomorrow? Just 2 paragraphs on that. What did I do good today? Is there something I could do better tomorrow? And I did 5 things every day, guys, that I was grateful for. Today I was grateful for being 62 days clean. I'm grateful to having a roof over my head. Now, tomorrow, I could only use one thing from today. I came up with this little rule. Through doing that daily, I started to acknowledge the smaller things in my life that I was grateful for. What else? I did some counselling. I did a lot of therapy, a lot. Once a week, I should say, not a lot. I got stuck into those 12-step fellowship meetings. I found myself a sponsor, a mentor, somebody could help guide me along the way. I started giving back as well. I've actually got myself a service position in the very early days where I became like in charge of this meeting, and I had to have this responsibility of getting there, because if I didn't get there and open up the doors, other people that turned up wouldn't be able to get in and look after themselves. So that was really important, and that's one of my most important tips, is that giving back to other people. Now, I understand in our early days of recovery we're selfish, incredibly fucking self-seeking, fucking self-pity. That was me. Again, I'm talking me. But if you don't get off yourself for just a little bit and start to give back to others, it might not have worked for me. I got to keep bringing it back to me, guys. Anyway, guys, how did I? Oh, I should finish with this. Incredibly, Christmas Day, 2009. After fucking 49 attempts at rehab, I was 60 days clean. That day, I lost the obsession and compulsion to get and use drugs. That day I made a different decision. For the first time in my life, I was going to get on. That's it. I'm throwing this away. I'm going to get on. I'm going to get on the coke. I'm going to get on the heroin. I'm going to have a big fucking shot. I'm probably going to end up back in jail, back in rehab, or maybe dead, or I could get on the bus across the road and go back to rehab instead of throwing it all away. And that day, I got on the bus for the first time. I never thought you can commit to getting on. Like, I'll get off the bus, I'm going up there to get on. And that day I changed my mind, and mate, a miracle happened that day. I didn't pick up the next drink or drug. Now, it's been, like I said, 13 and a half years since that day. Guys, I hope this is helpful. Please feel free to ask any questions. I will respond to questions through video, or if you want to DM me, you can do that too. On Messenger, Danny Shannon, you'll find a little blue tick there. What else? Fucking wishing you all the luck in the world, guys. Meh.